Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the On Deck podcast by Prospects Live. And while it is only August still, we are going to be putting in our votes for the all-MLB team. That's a thing that the MLB actually does now, isn't it, Drew? Am I right there?
I believe you're right. And even if they don't, it feels like every other outlet known to man does. So who are we not to get in on the fun and put in our vote for the all-MLB team between yourself and me and, of course, the face of baseball media, Rhys?
Yeah, I think this will be a fun exercise. Give some guys their flowers that might not be in the MVP race, but have been the best at their position this year. So without further ado, we're going to kick it to the intro and get right into this thing.
And the boys in the corner are trying to figure you out. I don't want to play that game. I don't want to know your name.
And we are back. Thank you to the Drop Teens for their music throughout all of our podcasts. What, episode 30, guys? Drop Teens have been with us for all 30. We're starting to get somewhere, huh?
Triple X. That'll go really well on a search algorithm.
Vin Diesel is in the house. We're just kidding. He's not here. We don't think.
I hope not. He's weird.
For the all MLB team, we're just gonna do one guy at every position, 3 outfielders, a utility, 4 starters, and 2 relievers is how I think we're gonna do this. Spend about 30-40 minutes on this, and I don't know. We'll just see where this takes us. Maybe we'll argue over some guys, maybe we won't. Rhys, are you feeling combative today?
I'm always combative. I wake up in the morning. I just argue with not with Danielle. Danielle's great. I don't argue with her all that much. I argue with myself.
Argue, yeah, in the mirror.
Give the mirror, and I yell at myself. You're the problem.
We're off the rails already, I fear. So let's start off with the catching position because this feels like a pretty easy one to start this thing off. And while Cal Raleigh is nearly undoubtedly the all-MLB team catcher, let's talk about some of these other guys at the top of the list. I'm just looking at Fangraphs WAR leaderboards right here. In first place, Cal Raleigh. In second place, Will Smith. In third place, sneaky, Rhys. Who do you think is in third for catcher WAR?
I had that pulled up, so I'm probably not the right person to ask.
Drew, do you also have it pulled up, or is my trivia game dead?
I do. I'm sorry. Your game is dead. Please go ahead.
It's Alejandro Kirk.
Interesting.
And then Dylan Dingler at 4th, and William Contreras at 5th. So a couple fun names at the top of the board. Did you have Alejandro Kirk and Dylan Dingler being top 4 in catcher WAR this year, Rhys?
I did not. Shout out to Alejandro Kirk. He stole his first ever major league bag a couple of days ago. Shout out to him. He looks like someone who would take a very long time to steal his first MLB bag. Let's be real. But yeah, I would not have expected Alejandro Kirk, who's been a better framer than I think he's given credit for, or he's a better blocker. I forget which one it is. But no, Dingler's kind of the surprise in this situation. I mean, people didn't know if he was going to be a quad A sort of catcher. He's always been a good defensive catcher, and he's starting to hit a little bit. Feels like every time I'm looking at the MLB app, Dylan Dingler's coming through with a nice hit, and he's kind of ran away with the catching position in Detroit. So, yeah, I mean, Cal Raleigh. Can we just name him the MVP at this point? What is he? He now has the most home runs for a catcher ever in a season. So shout out to Cal Raleigh, and he's been way better than Aaron Judge the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, Cal Raleigh was on a bit of a slide post All-Star break, but up to 49 home runs in the year now. And to answer your question, Rhys, Alejandro Kirk is one of the best in the league at both blocking and framing. He's the best blocker in the league. He just doesn't have a great arm behind the dish. So that's kind of how the WAR is getting so inflated, I suppose. Will Smith having a sneaky good year. I don't know if you have any thoughts on him, Drew, but he looks like maybe the second place finisher in this race.
I think so. Will Smith's always been a guy that I've really been into. Obviously, as part of that kind of really dangerous Dodgers lineup, you're always going to be a contributor. And I guess in a way that, in fantasy sometimes could be kind of skewed in a negative light, but not here. He's an accumulator in the very best way. Will Smith's going to give you something in just about every category. I'll tell you what I really like about Will Smith this year is that pretty 297 average and the 403 on base. Man's getting on base. You love to see it. Goes along with that 14% walk rate.
It's pretty good. I didn't realize he was hitting the ball so well this year. And, average defender back there, he makes it work. Should we just move on to first base, guys? I feel like we might have some more discussions down the board here.
Sure.
So, your first place WAR leader at first base is Nick Kurtz, followed by Vladdy, and then Matt Olson, Rhino Hearn, Pete Alonso, Bryce Harper round out the top 6. Nick Kurtz, a rookie, is looking like maybe the best first baseman in baseball. Rhys, where do you lean for the all-MLB team first baseman?
I think we gotta go Nick Kurtz. What he's doing is absolutely like bonkers. I don't. He's probably my leader. Do I not have it? Does he not a qualified batter?
He only has
he should.
376 plate appearances, so I doubt it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. He is definitely not a qualified batter, but that doesn't matter in this exercise because I'm like, why is Vlad Guerrero Jr. #1 on Fangraphs? But nope, we're not dealing with that issue. So I mean, Nick Kurtz has kind of been the runaway guy. He's running away with the AL Rookie of the Year. So yeah, there's nothing more I can really say about him. He's been awesome.
I mean, the only thing he does bad is he strikes out and whiffs. That's kind of what I'm seeing. No real holes in the game. Drew, I don't know if you have an alternate opinion, but Nick Kurtz feels like a PLive guy.
Yeah, it's hard to really go against Nick Kurtz. I feel like there can't be a recording that I don't speak about this young man, but he's so exciting, and it's hard not to give him these flowers that we're giving him. I do want to just point out though that if Nick Kurtz weren't in the game, we would all be probably raving about the year that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is having. Just for reference, Vlad Jr. in roughly 150, more than 150 more plate appearances than Nick Kurtz. In the ballpark of home runs, just about 5 less, more runs, more RBI, more stolen bases, striking out about 15% less, isolated power metric at 200, beautiful slash line, much like Nick Kurtz's. I think that if Kurtz is going to be that kind of, as you said, Nate, you put it really succinctly, whiffs and strikeouts are his thing, Vlad is probably going to even out that mix and not be quite as whiff heavy while sacrificing a smidgen of power. But man, two very exciting and still very young. Vlad's deceptively young guys at first base for the long future.
I could see like grandpas liking Vlad Jr. more in this argument. You know, pretty batting average, pretty strikeout number.
Walks a good bit.
Nick Kurtz in only 89 games is a 4-WAR player. Like, I don't know. It can't be understated how interesting this year has been from Nick Kurtz. And if he played the full year, what could these numbers maybe look like? Because he didn't even get off to that hot of a start.
Not really.
And to pull a Bill Simmonsism, which I know me and Nate especially like, Vlad is playing on a winning team, so that should be, for like if we're doing the whole grandpa rankings, we should have an all grandpa MLB team. That would have been that's a great segment.
I'm adding that to our list of things. To do.
Yeah, he plays for a winning team. He's walking. He doesn't strike out a lot. He sort of fits all the benchmarks of a grandpa's favorite player. So yeah, I wanted to bring that up. That Vlad plays for a winning team, so that probably factors into our grandpa team.
Am I grandpa? Because I love Kurtz, and Kurtz is the answer, but I can't find anything wrong with what Vlad's doing.
No, Vlad is awesome. I think you're picking you're 6 of one, half dozen of another.
Well
I think everyone's just waiting for like the 50 home run season from Vlad. I think people have, when he was younger, people thought he might have been even a little bit better than he is now, but it's been quiet and consistent throughout his career, it feels like.
Well said. I can agree with that. And I think Kurtz is honestly, if we're looking for a 50 home run season for a cat that's not Pete Alonso now, I think Kurtz may be your guy.
Let's move ahead to second base with Nick Kurtz being our final decision at first base, it sounds like. Second base, Ketel Marte is over 1 WAR ahead of second place Nico Hoerner, followed by Jazz Chisholm, Bryce Turang, Gleyber Torres, and then Ernie Clement at 6. That's kind of fun. Not a very stacked position. Ketel Marte has been one of the better second basemen in all baseball for 7 years now, something like that, 5 years. And if you go by WAR, he's definitely the best player on this list. Does anyone have any alternating opinions, though? Rhys, I'll start with you.
I don't have any altering opinions. He's not only lapping them in WAR, he's lapping them in WRC+. We're talking about a guy who's 56% better than league average. We're talking about a guy who has 23 home runs. The stolen bases has sort of ticked back for him a little bit. And there's been some weird media narrative stuff with Ketel Marte, but that doesn't impact this team right now. He's by far and away, he's probably the worst defender of the group. Jazz Chisholm's also kind of Jazz Chisholm has some boneheaded plays. He's not afraid of a bad play here and there. And Gleyber Torres isn't exactly a Gold Glover at second base either. But Nico Hoerner is a legitimate, one of the top 5-ish gloves at any position. So yeah, but Ketel Marte, I think he's clearly laps the field in this one.
Yeah, and I do actually want to talk about the Ketel Marte trade stuff, but first, Drew, your thoughts on the second base group we have here.
Thank you, Nate. I think Marte's the guy. You guys are correct. Marte's the guy. In any kind of discernible statistic, Marte does kind of lap the field. I think that, Rhys, I love when you said Chisholm's not afraid of a boneheaded play. I mean, hard facts. That's certainly true. Chisholm is such an exciting player, but he does get in his own way defensively. Again, you look at the stolen bases, you look at the strikeouts. It almost reminds me kind of the Jazz Chisholm is almost Nick Kurtz in this instance. He's so much more exciting and kind of versatile and more flashy, whereas Marte may be our Vlad Ersatz here. I just want to also give another quick shout out to Jose Altuve. Everybody put this man in the dirt at the beginning of the year, but Altuve is one of my all-time favorite players because he's just so consistent, and he's doing exactly what he's done for years and years and years. I don't know how much longer he's going to do it, but I just love the guy, and I just had to shout him out. What were you saying about trades?
I love that pitch. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
I love that pitchers still haven't figured out how to pitch to Jose Altuve. He's aggressive in the beginning of the play of every plate appearance. He swings at some of the worst pitches you'll ever see, but he gets more selective. It's such an interesting way to watch someone hit, and pitchers have never adjusted to it. I can't wait for him to be in the Hall of Fame.
Agreed.
He's so good at hitting pitches that are just uncompetitive. Like, he swings at the worst pitches, everybody fouls him off. It's such a tough AB. I want to talk quickly about Blessing's Law and the second baseman that are on track to meet Blessing's Law, which is, Rhys, if you want to remind the people back home,
you have to hit 20 to 25 home runs or steal 20 to 25 bags.
Okay. Brandon Lau already has 25 home runs. Ketel Marte, Jose Altuve, Jazz Chisholm are the four guys on pace to probably hit 25 home runs this year, or already have. As far as stolen bases go, the guys in the 20s include Nico Horner, Xavier Edwards, Jazz Chisholm Jr., Bryce Trang, and Bryson Stott. Interesting one here is that Jazz Chisholm Jr. might go 25-25. However, the 1 point war, the strikeout problems, I think we still obviously lean towards Ketel Marte here, but only about 10 guys qualify as a real second baseman in Chris Blessing's mind. Is that fair to say, Rhys?
Yeah, I think that there's 10 interesting second basemen. Honestly, it feels like even some of those are getting a little gross, like Xavier Edwards. Ugh, yuck. Not my thing. For a guy who's a speed-only guy, I want more stolen bases from him. 23 is not a lot, and especially in today's run environment. But yeah, it was just me not enjoying Xavier Edwards' game. But I don't know where I was even going with that. I just saw Xavier Edwards and got bothered.
I actually have an interesting point off of that. I think that really your trade-off from a little bit more batting average and on-base percentage for just a smidge more power is the difference between Xavier Edwards and Bryson Stott, who I'm so meh on him for the last 2 seasons, and now you see it. I mean, when you look at it, Nate, and I love that exercise, looking at it from the lens of Blessing's Law, and you can just really clearly see the kind of dire landscape that is second base right now. So interesting analysis there.
Yeah. If like Jazz Chisholm Jr. was a better defender, things would be a lot different in this.
Sure.
If my mom had wheels, she would be a bicycle.
Can we talk about Ketel Marte and the possible? Do we need to go back to the bicycle comment? That felt clear as day to
me. We'll talk about that later. Go ahead to trades.
So if Ketel Marte, it sounds like he's going to be shopped this offseason. It also sounds like Adley Rutschman is going to get shopped. Who has more value, Drew, and what kind of package could a guy like Marte get back, being the only real difference maker at second base in baseball right now?
Oh gosh, what a difficult question. You're gonna make me into the grandpa again, but I still feel like Adley probably has a smidgen more value just because there is he's so strong behind the dish. He can hit. We've seen him be a difference maker offensively. Is by all intents and purposes, and again, I don't know the guy, so please don't take my word for it, but you hear about him being such a pitcher's catcher. And Nate, you can speak to that. What the difference between having a catcher that you just click with, that just wants to make you the best you can be. You can tell us what the value to that is to you as a pitcher. But I do think that those are going to be 2 incredibly attractive trade packages. And I think realistically, the value for one, depending on who you ask, may exceed the other, but it might be a case-by-case opinion basis.
Depends which team needs one of those positions more, I suppose. Rhys, do you have any thoughts on that kind of exercise there?
Yeah, I think we're talking about Ketel Marte. Man, that contract is sweet. It is cost controlled for quite a long time. We're talking about $15 million next year, 12 million, 20 million, weird contract structure for him. I think that's just a very valuable contract for one of the guys who's one of the more underrated players in baseball. He is sneakily older than I think you'd realize, so maybe that dings the value quite a bit. But yeah, I'd rather have Rutschman. I feel like there's just something in there that we've never gotten to with him, or we haven't gotten to in like a year and a half. I think he got a pretty serious like bone break at one point, and that's sort of like the career sort of taken a downward spiral. I do think that of the two, he's the least likely to get traded because you can find ways to get him playing time. Samuel Basayo, not Kobe Mayo anymore. He can be banished to the shadow realm. He obviously hasn't shown. Maybe the Orioles were right on something with him. So I don't know. This is it's a interesting conversation. I'm very excited to see if there is a market for Ketel Marte because I do actually. The more I'm looking at it, teams just are less and less likely to take on money. So Rutschman probably has a little bit more trade value.
I think I agree. All right, let's move on to third base, where I'm seeing 12.
I hate this.
What, you want to go shortstop first?
I'm a firm believer that it should go first base, second base, shortstop, third base. I hate it so much. I know it's the way it used to be, but we can adopt to modern times. So if you want to do third base, that's fine. I won't be too mad. I just hate it. Like when I used to score keep games, and so there's no the shortstop is not 6. Shortstop should be 5.
We can do.
I don't know if I agree. I don't know if I agree. I think shortstop at 6 shows the. I don't know. It's like the.
When's the last time the shortstop played in that weird spot though? Now that we don't have the shift anymore. We don't have to get into this conversation if we don't want to, but it's just one of the nerdier things that drives me nuts about baseball.
F this guy, man. Let me get some Rhys White hate in the comments. We're doing third base. I want to piss Rhys off. Jose Ramirez at 1, Maikel Garcia at 2, Manny Machado, Alex Bregman, and then Jazz Chisholm Jr. also appears as a third baseman here. Junior Caminero at 6, Eugenio Suarez at 7, and a couple other fun names down the board. However, there's kind of 2 options here, it feels like. Jose Ramirez at 5.2 WAR and Maikel Garcia at 4.5 WAR. Drew, do you want to talk about the season Maikel Garcia is having, and did you expect this at all?
Did not expect this at all. As a matter of fact, I would have bet the complete opposite would have happened with Maikel Garcia. He has been one of the most surprising players in not just the American League and not just at third base, but really across baseball this season. I thought that I would never use the phrase noodle bat. That feels incredibly disparaging towards a player, but Garcia is a guy that I really counted out a lot of the power for. 12 home runs and a 164 isolated power metric is fabulous with a 462 slug. Guys hitting for power. And again, the stolen bases are very much there. He's walking 9% of the time, only striking out about 14% of the time. It's just about everything you want to see with 9 points of defensive WAR there. It's great. But that being said, Nate, I know you didn't ask me about this guy, and I'm not going to completely just pile on. Everybody always says, we need to give this player their flowers while he's alive and active to give them, and nobody ever does it. So I want us to pledge as a podcast to please start giving the flowers to this guy, who I am going to be outright pissed if he's not our pick for the third base all-MLB team. This guy is one of the best to ever do it. One of the most surefire Hall of Famers in our generation. So please proceed.
Zach and Kinstry.
Talk
yes,
more. Come on, talk more.
Someone one time told me that groundskeeping crews hate Maikel Garcia because he just simply hits the ball straight into the ground. And he's starting to be able to hit the ball into the air a little bit more, but he hits the ball so hard into the ground. And it's just it's just taking divots out, basically. But Jose Ramirez, 26 home runs, 36 steals. And the WRC Plus is only 135, which kind of surprises you when you see numbers like that. But Rhys, I mean, we're going Jose Ramirez here, right? Do you have any analysis on these kind of top third basemen?
He is the top third baseman. He's a top 10 player in baseball if you want to be conservative. Man, he's just been so much fun. He absolutely destroys the Tigers. He strikes. He's almost striking out. He's almost walking as much as he's striking out. Everything for Jose Ramirez is fantastic. He doesn't get the love that he deserves. I mean, since 2019, his worst season is 120 WRC, 122 WRC plus. Just a consistent guy. He's been fantastic. A guy I kind of want to shout out. I know he's dealt with a little bit of injuries this year. Is Alex Bregman. He's been fantastic in very limited playing time. 84 games, his 3.5 WAR. Very close to the third place with Manny Machado. I just want to give Alex Bregman his shouts because the Tigers should have signed him this offseason, and they didn't, and it upsets me more and more every day.
If we're going to give shout-outs also, and Nate, I'm so sorry to cut you off. Good. I didn't realize Eugenio Suarez had made it to 40 home runs. Tremendous Tremendous stuff for him. And of course, the youngster, Caminero, 36 home runs. A lot of power at third base again. That's nice to see.
Is Junior Caminero just the new Eugenio Suarez? They don't walk, they strike out a little bit, and they don't make enough contact.
It might be pretty close, honestly. It's not a
I don't
bad
hate that
comp. If Alex Bregman played a full year, he might be the leader in the clubhouse over Jose Ramirez, if we're being honest. It'd be pretty close. But let's move on to the shortstop position. And at number 1, no surprises here, Bobby Witt Jr. with 6.5 WAR, followed up by strong seasons from Trey Turner and Geraldo Perdomo. A name that you wouldn't expect to see at 3, Francisco Lindor, Jeremy Pena, Ellie De La Cruz, Gunnar Henderson, Corey Seager round out your top 8. However, there's kind of 3 guys in this race right now, with the third being Perdomo. Bobby Witt Jr., though, does look like the best shortstop in baseball right now, but I think there's an argument here for Trey Turner. So I'm going to start with you, Rhys. Does Trey Turner have an argument here to be our pick for the all-MLB shortstop?
Yeah, he's a touch worse defender, but everything else, the power is pretty good for Trey Turner. The stolen bases are still there, man. That dude's gonna be able to steal 40 bases in his sleep. And yeah, I mean, they're very everything under the hood's pretty similar. They play the same amount of games, but Bobby Witt Jr.'s 7.7 WAR ahead of him, so he's been fantastic. Bobby Witt Jr. being in the same division as you for the rest of your life, man, that's not a fun thing to wake up to. I know we've given a little bit of shout outs here and there. Corey Seager in 98 games, so like 30 less games than the rest of his competition. He's been fantastic. 3.7 WAR. It's almost as if someone made a stat after him, which is how good he is. He doesn't get the love that he deserves because he plays in Texas now.
And I do not like Jeremy Pena very much, but he's kind of doing the same thing. 101 games, 4.3 WAR, good for 5th on this leaderboard. That's something that I didn't see coming either. I thought Jeremy Pena was a very flawed player, and I do still think there might be some flaws in his game, but to be a top 5 shortstop in baseball is one of the it's the most stacked position out there. Drew, what are your thoughts on this list?
It's a great list. Like you said, it's one of the most stacked positions in baseball. And I mean, it's easy to sit here and look, and I mean, we can see why. When your third place guy is pop up, best year of his career, is it a new norm? I'll let you decide at home. Geraldo Perdomo, he has shown absolutely outstanding plate discipline this season. Walking more than he struck out. I believe that's the first player that we can use that exact stature for. 14% walks and about 11% strikeouts. Beautiful slash line, 290, 392, 446. Hitting for some power. Steady defense, not at the level, of course, of guys like Witt or Turner. But yes, just a very, very exciting position. The best in the game.
So it looks like we're going to go with Bobby Witt Jr. here, guys. That's who I would cast my vote for. Are we on the same page there?
Yeah.
All right. Let's fire up the left fielders, which is where you hide the Rhys Whites in T-ball. Sorry, taking shots. My bad.
That's so mean.
Kyle Stowers is your leader in the clubhouse right now. 4 WAR in left field. Some of these guys have moved around a little bit, so it is kind of hard to know exactly what their primary position is. Cody Bellinger at 2, Wyatt Langford at 3, James Wood at 4, and Jarren Duran at 5. Do you have any thoughts here? I'm going to start with you, Drew. Left field.
Yeah, I remember before the season, we all got to talking, and we were like, Kyle Stowers is going to run out to the lead in left field. We all saw it coming. If you didn't at home, then, there's something wrong with you. It's not us. It's not an us thing. Stowers has been an incredible surprise. He is striking out 3,000,000% of the time, but that is something that you see kind of consistently amongst the left field, top of the chart. Between Stowers at 27%, Langford at 27%, James Wood at about 31%, Randy Rosarina just about 26% as well, Riley Green 31%. Tons of strikeouts in left field, but again, the power is pretty consistent up and down the board here. I think if I were being... this is the first one where I think the guy at the top of the charts may not be my play. I like what Bellinger's done. I think that James Wood has looked every bit the part of what we've wanted him to be as well. I would also probably hear an argument for Riley Green, maybe, but I think he's maybe in the territory with Kyle Stowers. I'm curious what you guys think, though.
I think Bellinger has a real shot to be our utility pick with him playing about the same amount of innings at left field, center field, and right field while playing a couple games at first base.
I had a different shout for you, Till. But yeah, sorry.
We'll get there when we get there. I mean, I think that it's tough to I guess necessarily just put Cody into the utility role. I would probably go Stowers over Bellinger here just because of kind of the fun factor. I do think it's a way better hitter, and I think hitting sexier than defense. But this is our team. We can do whatever we want with it. Rhys, I don't know what you're thinking here.
I think we just put Riley Green there if it's our team, or Isaac Collins. The power of friendship really carries you through in this situation. No, I think Kyle Stowers, he's the more fun option. Cody Bellinger's, he's fun. Wyatt Langford's also fun.
Langford has been disappointing for me personally this season, but that's actually
so?
probably it's probably from a fantasy perspective.
He's
I
about
had
to go
to trade a lot.
2020.
Well, yeah, and that's great, but I expected like 25-25, and the amount that I traded is poisoning and polluting my brain to get Wyatt Langford. But again, like I said, that's a fantasy thing and not a real life thing. That's what we're talking about. I can get behind you guys picking Stowers because it is the fun pick, and I'm not against Stowers, not anti Stowers by any means. I need to clarify. I don't think y'all took it that way, but I just for everybody at home, I think he's obviously having an outstanding year. Clearly the best player on the Marlins, maybe, probably.
Maybe left field is where we get weird and we go down the board and we just pick the guy that we think is like James Wood. Like, I don't know, he sucked for a little while, but he was so good. Isaac Collins. I'm not against throwing Isaac Collins as our left fielder.
I think I would stop us short of picking Isaac Collins. I do love the power of friendship narrative that Rhys is throwing out. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh references with Rhys lately. I'm a big fan of that. But I do think I would stop us just short of picking Isaac Collins. But other than that, you guys can pick whatever, and I'm not going to complain.
Isaac
Randy?
Collins will win left field for the All Grandpa team.
That'll work.
Oh, Isaac Collins is the captain. He's gritty.
He might be the captain.
He's the first one in, last one out. He was freed from cores,
grinder.
from obscurity.
A real grinder, a real pest at the plate.
Yeah.
Sneaky athletic.
Yes. Yep. Okay.
We're getting all the scoutingisms.
Student of the
all
game.
the problematic ones.
Student of the game. Yep.
His dad was probably a coach. We're getting all the problematic scouting terms in there.
It's the kind of guy you want to bring home to your family.
Yeah, he's kind of kind of guy you want your daughter to date. We're not helping ourselves.
Center field? Should we? Center field?
Let's move over.
Pico Armstrong at number 1 with 5.5 WAR. Julio Rodriguez in the 2 with 4.1 WAR, followed up by Byron Buxton, Wyatt Langford, who's played some center, and then Andy Pages and Ceddanne Rafaela. Pete Crow Armstrong is lapping the field despite a very slow second half. Did he just build too much of a lead for anyone else to take this award, Drew?
He might have, buddy. I do think that the defense plays a lot of part here with PCA as well. I know we're all looking at the same page. So I mean, you guys just take a look at the defensive metric there for PCA. I mean, it's the closest one to Ceddanne Rafaela, who you can also point out as being like a big surprise this season. But PCA, as you said, the offense has also been just so electric. It is ironic because, again, when you look at the offensive number there, and the offensive number built into WAR, I should explain to you all at home. I'm sorry for being so vague. The only other guy kind of in that margin actually exceeds him, Byron Buxton, who is the other guy that I would have pointed to as being my maybe my choice. Can't decide. I think PCA is certainly the choice of the year. He's certainly the buzzier name, but man, I've loved seeing Byron Buxton be. I'll let you guys tell me what the right phrasing is here, but whatever the Byron Buxton version of healthy is.
It's been cool to see a full season. On the PCA note, kind of just looking at Savant here, there's not a whole lot of red in the hitting, which I suppose can be expected, but guys like him and Rafael, simply all you need to do to be a top center fielder by WAR is pull the ball in the air, be able to make enough contact, barrel up enough baseballs, and just play really good defense.
Yeah,
it feels like that's kind of all that matters, right?
Yeah. Ceddanne Rafaela is also being jerked around to different positions too. Second base, it's just been bizarre. Andy Pages, I want to give him a shout out here. He's having one of the sneakier seasons. He doesn't walk at all. Now that it's Pete Crow Armstrong. Pete Crow Armstrong that was walking twice as much as Javi Baez. In case anyone's looking at home, or very close to it. Javi Baez. When I was scrolling through this, I was looking at the lowest walk rate it was 2.4%, and I was like, man, that is so awesome. That is so like that's a rock star shit right there.
You walk more not swinging the bat.
Yeah, who would have thunk? If stuff is hard, the harder a pitch is, the harder it is to command or something like that. Whatever. I can't believe we get some of that great analysis for free on Twitter. Yeah, just shout out to Andy Pies. He's been fantastic for the Dodgers. Just don't look at his walk rate.
You know what, guys? We're going to speed right along into right field because I want to get to the pitchers as fast as possible. And right field, who is our pick, Drew?
Well, loading in now. You'll have to forgive me.
Kerry
Let's
Carpenter?
see. I'm thinking, yeah, Kerry Carpenter is probably a good one. Mike Yastrzemski, man, what a comeback season for that guy. Alex Call, man, he had some great players traded. It's Aaron Judge. Like, why are we having this
MiLB
conversation? It's Aaron
Marte?
Judge.
Question mark?
MiLB
Marte?
Wenzel
God,
Perez has been having a great year. If you think about it,
don't you dare! Don't Andy Ibanez?
Yeah, I would. I'm not ready to have no LV Marte discussions on this or any podcast.
I'm ready to.
In what regard?
KBO? Question mark?
Heck yeah. Okay, Rhys, we can absolutely have a no LV Marte discussion. I'm so sick of people. We can't get into it.
I don't think he was ever good.
Me either. Never. He was good no LV Marte was awesome for like 4 months with the Mariners. He was great.
As a Mariners prospect, when he was beating
Mariners prospect.
Yeah, he was a great Mariners prospect. Then he got traded like 7 years ago. Then he got traded like a million years ago.
Next year's the year, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, okay. Next year's the year. I'm also going to fly next year. I'm going to sprout wings. It's going to be dope.
My mom's going to have wheels.
Your mom's a bike and I'm a bird all of a sudden. It's going to be dope.
Okay, DH. I forgot to put this in our prep sheet, but Ohtani versus Schwarber. Ohtani has about a 2-WAR lead, but I am not against putting Kyle Schwarber in this thing, man.
I am. I will throw my body in front of this. I will.
That might be where
Ohtani is better. Ohtani is better at every single aspect of the game.
But the WAR is inflating him. If we're talking about strictly DH, it's closer than you think.
Yeah, I can think of a statistic that Schwarber has Ohtani beat in.
Yeah, grandpa factor.
No. Weight. Swagger.
Not ruining real estate deals.
Not ruining Hawaiian real estate.
We don't know about Kyle
numbers
Schwarber.
Should we take a stand on Shohei Ohtani at some point and say no more with this BS?
No more.
He's gambling. He's buying illegal real estate. I don't even know what happened there. I mean,
I'm not reading that article.
When is this guy going to stop? Like, someone has to stop him. Maybe it's us.
He's becoming a supervillain in front of our very eyes. He's above the law. Kyle Schwarber is the voice of justice.
We could theoretically throw Shohei Ohtani in the utility role.
No, I want to go a little bit. I want to go a little bit more fun. There.
I think it needs to be Shohei, but man, Schwarber never gets his. He never ever gets his flowers. Speaking of never gets his flowers.
Let it be known, my vote was cast for Wenzel Perez. All right, utility. Rhys, who did you want to go with for this utility spot? I'm very curious.
I want to go with Maikel Garcia. He has played a bunch of different positions. He has played all over the defensive spectrum. He's played third base, shortstop, second base, center field. He could probably play left field if he really needs to. He's DH a little bit. He's played right field. He's played everywhere. He kind of is the modern day Ben Zobrist without the grandpa factor.
Maikel Garcia playing center field is pretty cool. I did not know he did that this year. I am so down for that. And he would probably be the highest WAR utility guy since we are kind of using that as a benchmark. Drew, do you have any other guys that you're looking at here?
I just want somebody that was very defensive to fit into the util position.
To kind of harken back to what I said a minute ago about whenever I spoke about Garcia earlier, about him being so surprising to me, I think that is more than deserving enough to have the spot here. I think that's a fine pick. I would argue Kyle Schwarber, since I think there is a case for him being the DH, but I think we knew what we were getting from Schwarber. Maikel Garcia suddenly becoming this is far more surprising, and it does play into the fun factor. So I'll agree with that.
Well, let's move right on over to starting pitchers. All right, so we're going to pick 4 starting pitchers, and I'm going to run you through like the top 15 or so. So get ready for a bunch of names at you. Tarik Skubal, Garrett Crochet, Paul Skeens, Christopher Sanchez, Logan Webb, Hunter Brown, Zach Wheeler, thoughts and prayers, Framber Valdez, Jesus Luzardo, Nathan Eovaldi, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Joe Ryan, Nick Pivetta, Max Fried, Matthew Boyd at 15. Tarik Skubal and Garrett Crochet and Paul Skeens are definitely 3 that we're probably going to have to consider here. That 4th one starts to get interesting, fellas.
It does. I feel like
Am I in agreement that are we in agreement that Scooble, Crochet, and Skeens have probably written their name into this?
they're in pen. Now we're just dealing with the last name, I think.
I agree.
Okay.
How do we want to get?
I would argue that Logan Webb is in the same never gets his flowers kind of realm that we've talked about with several guys. Completely consistent, always good. I mean, is it because Logan Webb is boring? Is that why he doesn't get his flowers? Is it just because he's too steady of a steady Eddie? Maybe. I think that the world is not giving Zach Wheeler nearly enough applause at this point in his career. I think Wheeler's probably the third most talented. Well, I'm gonna get slammed for that, so never mind. I'm open to 3. I'm open to the last one. I'm still trying to decide if I think that. No, you guys are right. Those 3 are locked. Scooble, Crochet, and Skeens are just too good.
Honestly, my next shout after Christopher Sanchez and Logan Webb would be Nathan Eovaldi. I understand
awesome.
it's 4 less
It's
starts,
good.
but I'm not an ERA guy. Let it be known, I'm an xFIP guy. With that being said, the ERA is a 1.7. The FIP is a 2.7. The xFIP 2.9. I think Christopher Sanchez versus Logan Webb is probably the battle. But if we don't care about Eovaldi missing 5 games, he deserves a thought there.
What about Hunter Brown? Kind of, I don't know,
becoming
putting it
an
all
ace?
together in a sense. Yeah, sure. I would agree with that.
I think this is where we can get a little fun. It's what do we like in pitching? Logan Webb consistently gets underrated because he's boring. He's ginger. People don't like that, apparently. He plays for San Francisco. They're not a winning team. You do use some Bill Simmons-isms. Oh, he'd be very high on the grandpa ranking. Let's be real.
He really would.
Webb
a lot
never
of ground
has
balls.
a good ERA. He always outperforms his ERA. Every
always, yeah.
contact pitcher that strikes guys out.
Yeah. The strikeouts have really ticked up for him in the past year. Zach Wheeler is very unfortunate. Blood clot has put an end to what was a fantastic season for one of the more underrated pitchers. And honestly, I know we're not having Hall of Fame discourse. We won't have it with him for a long time. He's a walk-in Hall of Fame guy for me, and I won't hear any nonsense about it. Really, those are the guys that I would really fight for. Eovaldi's a really good shout. Jesus Luzardo kind of shocked me with how high he's been because Jesus Luzardo seems like the duality of man. He's either on or he's just terrible. Like he is like one of the when Jesus Luzardo has his blow up outings, they are like bad.
If he didn't have those blow ups, he might be the Cy Young.
I thought Brian Wu would be higher up on the WAR rankings.
Not a WAR guy.
He's not a WAR guy. WAR doesn't know ball. Some might be saying.
I do not love pitcher WAR, which is why I felt like
I don't either.
Eovaldi, Wu, like the DeGroms of the world are good shot. Michael Wacha striking out nobody, but being up on this list is pretty cool. Andrew Abbott with a great year. With that being said, we can only pick 4. Doing like a second or third team is where this probably gets really fun. I think it's probably between Sanchez and Webb for me here, and I would be inclined to go Logan Webb.
I have my final 4 kind of ranked here, and if we're going on, well, Rhys, where are you at of these names to be our
Scooble, Tier, and everybody else.
Yeah.
Everybody else in my heart as well. I love Terry Scooble so much. I got injured watching one of the starts.
Yeah, you did.
Paul Skeens, Garrett Crochet, and honestly, I want to go Brown. I want to go a little bit like spicy. Not that it's that spicy. He's putting it all together. He's showing off the potential that we've always known with Hunter Brown. But I really don't think with 4, there's like a list of like 5 or 6 names that I think that you can really put in there, and I won't fight anybody on any of them.
So I had Wheeler, then Webb, and then a tier of Brown, Eovaldi, and Chris Sanchez. So just based on that, I would think Webb is, since Nate and I both had Webb pretty highly ranked there. But man, Brown is good. You guys decide. There's not a bad choice here. We've been blessed with a lot of good pitching this year.
We're talking about the aces of the best pitchers in baseball. So I don't really think we can go wrong.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. What are we doing here? Sorry. I don't think we can do Zach Wheeler because he's not going to pitch anymore.
That's such a shame.
Let's do Logan Webb. Let's give him his flowers.
Let's do it. Prospects Live. Giving Logan Webb his flowers.
He's also good. His flowers are also his big bank account that he has too. He gets paid very handsomely to be one of the best pitchers of baseball.
Okay, looking at the relief pitchers now. I'm going to go by saves here. Relief pitcher war is one of the wildest things ever. So I'm going to first filter by saves. Robert Suarez, Carlos Estevez, Trevor McGill, Andres Munoz, Josh Hader, who's out for the rest of the year, are the first 5. Some other names down the board include Aroldis Chapman, Emmanuel Clase, Yohan Duran. There's a lot of good names on this board, guys, but we got to pick 2 relievers who've done it better than anyone else this year. What are we thinking?
I think with relievers, I don't think we need to have some sort of like statistical background. I don't think saves. I think we can kind of
I
just
think
go
it's
with
kind of
with ball knowledge and vibes. So I mean, I'm down. I think Robert Suarez has to be one of the guys. I really do. I think he's been one of the best relievers in baseball. I mean, hell, he's keeping Mason Miller out of being the closer for the San Diego Padres. So obviously, he's a better reliever. And then I really don't know where I want to go with second.
Can I pitch something to you guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm thinking about my kind of in my head, if this was on me, who I would pick as relievers. It's a shame we're only doing 2 because the first 3 that came to mind are in order: Mason Miller, Bob Suarez, and then Jeremiah Estrada. Now, I realize that that's a very deep cut, like not closer. I don't know. Estrada is a freak.
Do you guys want to know my 2 picks?
Yeah, what do you got?
Aroldis Chapman.
I love it.
What if we threw Griffin Jacks up there with a 5
What if
ERA?
we threw
Because
Griffin
he
Jacks
has
up
the
there?
best
Who
XFIP
cares about
in the
ERA?
league. The ERA lies. We could take a stance here. He doesn't get saves. Saves don't matter. Saves aren't a real stat.
He's gonna be a starter next year.
The
I'm
numbers
booking it
are
now.
so. He might be the best reliever in baseball from a pure talent standpoint.
He made a smart decision by asking to get traded, and then he gets traded to the Rays. It's like, of course.
He's got the second, and then Aroldis Chapman and Griffin Jacks are the best Sierra. Those are kind of the 2 numbers I look at when I look at relievers, because relievers don't have enough sample size where everything's going to lie, right? I love those 2 guys. They do very similar things, honestly, between Chapman and Jacks.
I would like to give Adrian Morejon a shout. His changeup is filth. It is like otherworldly.
That
Cade
Padres
Smith,
bullpen is so I wish Morejon would be transitioned to a starter, and he might be the guy who gets started instead of Mason Miller next year.
I think Morejon should be. His pitch mix is not relievery, if that makes sense.
They actually changed it this year, though. He's throwing way more of just a 2-pitch mix, where in the past he had like a full 6-pitch mix. I don't know what they're doing.
I also want to give Cade Smith a shout out. Dude, just one of the best relievers in baseball. He's like a top 5 guy.
Randy Rodriguez, another guy. If we're just giving shout outs, has been outstanding.
A month ago, Randy Rodriguez would have been my number 1.
Without a doubt.
He's been struggling a little bit. So I put my vote in for 2 different guys. I think we all kind of were different here. My argument, first and foremost, would be Aroldis Chapman is probably the best reliever in baseball right now.
Do you know who
I'll
else I want to give
stamp
a
a
shout out
second
to?
on that. Yeah.
I want Brian Abreu. I just want him to get his flowers. That dude is freaking like now that Hader's hurt, he gets to be the closer for that team. I love Brian Abreu. He's always been
in the
underrated.
hierarchy. I have him and Hader both as tier 1 closers. He's just not a closer.
He
But
just
he's
doesn't
good
get
enough.
He doesn't get saves.
I agree with you both. I think if it's okay with you, I'll propose Chapman Abreu. I think that's a really fun 2.
If we're going to go with a non-closer, Jax is way better than Abreu.
Jax is way better than Abreu. It's not Jax's fault that the Twins had 0 save opportunities. And
Jax
the Rays
having a
won't-
5 ERA it does make him hard to put on this list, but
the real people know. The real ones know. And also shout out to
Edwin
Jax.
Diaz,
He served our
Mason
country.
Miller.
So he's got that going for him too.
This is such. I mean, I like Bob Suarez. I don't know if he.
Rhys, dadgummit. I could get behind Griffin Jacks. Looking.
It's weird. I know it's weird.
And I'm not even trying to be. I'm not being an ERA merchant. I just looking at the strikeout numbers is what I was saying. Hey, I mean Brian Abreu is pretty great, but then I mean realistically came out as walk. Jacks is more than 2% points better than Abreu and has comparable strikeout numbers. So
I rate my pitcher, my relievers by K per 9 or K percentage, and Griffin Jacks is number 2. I'm a very simple man when it comes to relievers. I want you to go in there. I want you to throw 2 pitches. I want you to throw one of them real fucking fast.
God fucking damn it! Now we're monetizing. We can't monetize.
Dang it! I'm sorry. I'm
No,
just telling you how I want my relievers.
We can
Griffin
monetize.
Jacks.
Now I just have to flag it for profanity. No kids watching this podcast.
Or you could just bleep it, use a bleep noise. I mean,
No, because
something
then I
like-
said it right after. I kind of like
great.
Prospects Live After Dark. Griffin Jacks, guys, can we do it? Can we
Griffin Jacks, let's do
We
it.
weren't weird this whole time. We very much went chalk.
Michael
I
Garcia
think-
was weird. That was our weirdest shout yet.
I agree. I cannot wait for the All Grandpa team. I almost wish that we did that today instead because
I
it's
kinda do
a
too.
way cooler thing. But that'll probably be next Tuesday's episode.
Drop us a comment if you're ready for us to get Grandpa out.
That's going to be a
I
great graphic. And it probably
expected
won't
grit.
play well on Twitter, but that's going to be so good.
The three of us as like old people is what it needs
Yeah.
to be. That'd
Yeah.
be great.
All right, to recap our all MLB team: catcher, Cal Raleigh; first base, Nick Kurtz; second base, Ketel Marte; third base, Jose Ramirez; shortstop, Bobby Witt Jr.; left field, Kyle Stowers; center field, Pete Crow Armstrong; right field, Aaron Judge; utility, Maikel Garcia; DH, Shohei Ohtani; starting pitcher 1, Tarik Skubal; starting pitcher 2, Garrett Crochet; starting pitcher 3, Paul Skeen; starting pitcher 4, Logan Webb; relief pitcher 1, Aroldis Chapman; relief pitcher 2, Griffin Jacks. All right, are we happy with this, guys? Shall we go to our first break of the episode?
Let's do it.
All right, we'll see you guys on the other side of this break with Prospects Live News.
Thank you to the drop teams for that fantastic music interlude. What's going on at Prospects Live? We have a lot going on. We have the top 100 list coming out this week. We did a primer a week before the actual top 100 list came out. Who would have guessed when you get hurt, things get thrown off? Not me. We have the Daily Shoes rolling out. Doc has his Sunday Smokes article coming out. We had the Dynasty Baseball pickup guys. They continue to roll through. We have a lot of other really good draft stuff coming out in the future. We have just so much stuff coming out for the price of 2 beef sticks at a gas station. You can subscribe to Prospects Live and get fantastic content. And honestly, if you want to subscribe for 3 beef sticks, you're rocking and rolling. You're in a higher tier. Make sure that you subscribe to our tiers. We might be doing Dungeons and Dragons with some of our higher tier members. So yeah, with that, I want to start off with Drew. What's on your mind?
Okay. Well, as you guys know, because I had to push our recording time back, I actually went to the theater today, which plays into another topic we're going to talk about in a little bit. But as I've kind of alluded to, most of my friends and family love horror movies, scary movies, and it's not my favorite genre by any means. I can get behind it. I need to say, I can get behind it. That being said, I would not define myself as a scaredy cat by any means. I feel like I'm real world brave. But the movies get to me. So anyway, I watched Weapons tonight, and I think the best way to say is I liked it, and I'll open it to questions. Have either of you seen it?
I've not.
No, I have
Okay,
not.
I'll open the floor to questions then.
What is it?
Okay, I'm trying to think of a good non-spoilery review.
Is it about weapons?
Yes, as a matter
Do
of
they
fact,
say the word weapons in the movie?
at least once.
What kind of
okay.
weapons are in this movie?
Okay, I doubt this is going to be the first time somebody's thought this. I saw the movie as kind of an allegory for school shootings and how how communities are affected, how people can be so on edge about others. It's just, and of course it is just very scary for other reasons, but I thought, I don't know, I need to look into that kind of theory some more. But essentially what happens, if you guys haven't seen the trailer, if you haven't seen the trailer at home, at 2:17 a.m., in some quiet town in Pennsylvania, an entire classroom worth of children wake up at the same time, 2:17 a.m., and leave their homes. They're not stolen. They're not burgled. They're not shot. They just all get up and leave their homes and run off into the darkness at the exact same time. All of these children are all in the same classroom. So of course the town is just, what has this teacher done? What's happened? Where are our kids? Are they alive? Are they dead? What's going on? How is she going to be punished? This woman is wicked. And it descends into utter madness from there.
I'm so out on this movie, it's not even funny.
I'm so
Really?
out.
Okay.
I will not see this movie.
Okay. Can you elaborate?
I am a coward. It's even written in our doc. I hate scary movies. What was the movie in high school? girl invited me over to watch a movie, and I left.
Nice.
It was Insidious.
Oh no, dude, no. Okay, Insidious is awful. Those are so scary.
After 30 minutes, I was like, I have to go.
I hear my mom calling. I'm out.
Oh
No, Insidious is terrifying, but this I'll say this. Did either this is going to be the wrong group to ask this to. Did either of you see Longlegs by chance?
Nope.
No, I ain't seen
That sounds horrible. That sounds
Okay.
like the worst.
It is. So it sounds like you two have better groups of friends who are just like, oh,
I want to
Nate doesn't
enjoy
like scary
watching
movies.
movies. What?
I do too, but I'm not allowed to. I have to see this.
I'm okay. I'm okay crying during a movie. I'm okay laughing. Any other
Me
emotion,
too.
not really.
Okay,
I'd rather be so sad. I'd rather be the most saddest human ever than be scared,
So-
even a little bit.
have either of you seen The Lovely Bones? This is an old movie.
No.
Okay,
No.
so Mallory also made me watch this, and I cried. It was depressing. I watched that Saturday evening. Terribly sad. Anyway, okay, real quick, since neither of you have seen it, I'll just talk to the people at home and try to hurry. Longlegs was really good, but I think what it did wrong was it tried to pack too much in. Had they kept it simple and not tried to do too much, it would have been incredibly, incredibly good. It turned into an entire crap fest for the last 30 minutes just because they tried to do too much with it. Weapons did the opposite. It kept it simple, and because it kept it simple, it was fabulous. It was one of the better scary movies I've seen, and it scared me to death. It was just really good. That's all I've got to say, though. So, Rhys, you kind of alluded to it, but what's on your mind?
I'm a coward. No. I don't really have anything. So let's just talk about movie theaters. Let's stay in that realm. What are you getting at a movie theater? I'm getting popcorn and I'm getting a drink. I don't normally drink as much soda these days, but I'm going to get a soda at a movie theater. There's no way I'm not going into a movie theater and getting a soda. What are you guys getting when you guys go to a movie theater? We don't need to do a draft or anything, just quick, because we have another draft that's fantastic.
I don't go to the movie theater.
I'm getting out of there as quickly as possible. I hate the theater. I
don't
hate the
go.
theater. Now tonight I
too.
did have some Raisinets. Actually, I was in the mood for some
Can-
chocolate covered raisins. So
Can
that was
I
good.
give you guys a way to save the movies? You know, we're always talking about trying to save the movies. They need to have an intermission. Movies are too long. I do not have the attention span for a movie. I'm a coward, and I can't just sit there for a 3-hour movie these days.
I'd have to be hammered to go to a movie, if we're being honest at this point. Like, nothing about that's attractive. Like, another Lord of the Rings movie would have to come out to get me to go to a theater.
Wow. Okay.
I'll go see like a Leo movie. I'm a big Leonardo DiCaprio guy. I'll go see it. I'm bummed I didn't go see F1 in theaters. I'm very bummed I didn't see that. Big Brad Pitt guy. I just like A-list or like even higher than A-list actors.
I would watch The Revenant if they showed it in the theater again. That's one of my favorite movies.
All right, Nate, what's on your mind?
We're drafting the worst places on Earth. This can go anywhere. I don't have a board at all.
I do.
So, dang it. So maybe
don't
we need
either.
to think in our heads a little bit. But the worst places on Earth, there is no rules to this draft. And the order is Drew, Rhys, me.
Let's do it.
All right.
Man.
True.
Off the dome.
Okay. Well, just kind of rushing here and kind of getting it together. I'm going to say the DMV is my number one, just because,
Yeah.
I mean, it feels chalky, and I've got other answers I think are better, but I mean, I'll go DMV because it's terrible. There's always a line. You never want to go there. They need everything from your life, and you don't have it. Just an awful place to be. Rhys, you're up.
Need to know about my twice removed step uncle for some reason.
Yeah,
you know,
why do you need to know about Joe? You don't need to know about him.
I'm
All right.
really worried that Rhys is going to take my pick here.
I'm gonna go with Subway. Subway is a hell on earth. That is disgusting. I cannot
Rhys.
stand it.
What a terrible answer. I love how much you hate Subway, though.
my gosh. I was going to go with hell.
Oh,
So Subway.
hell is such a good answer. Oh, man.
My second pick is going to be the bar bathroom.
Can I actually, purgatory might be worse than hell because you're just stuck in limbo the entire time. Like if you're a textbook overthinker like I am, I'm going with purgatory.
All right. Okay.
Just
Purgatory.
Purgatory.
Jeez. All right.
I'm not winning this draft, but I'm playing my playing all my cards out there. I'm going. I'm gonna get us demonetized.
I feel like I should have picked. Oh my gosh, this draft already annoys me because it's taken such a turn. Okay, I'm gonna go with my number 2 pick since I'm just staying grounded in reality, unlike the two of you. I'm gonna go with work. Just your work, your work. You don't want to be there. You don't want to be there. Like, I mean, realistically speaking, you're just there because it pays you money. You may enjoy your job. That's fine. Chances are you'd rather be at home doing what you want to do, though.
I
Work.
love this draft being two people doing something completely different than the other one.
All right, fine. Then, okay, I'm going to pick for this one Yellowstone National Park.
Why? Yellowstone looks awesome.
Yeah, it's all right, but another time I'll have to tell you the story. I'll get into the story. We're going to need a much longer time than now, and I can tell you guys my Yellowstone National Park story. There you go.
You might not get a single vote.
What? Okay.
Oh
Rhys, you're up.
Okay, my top two are off the board. I'm going to the hospital.
So you had hell and Yellowstone. That was your 1 and 2.
No, purgatory. Once Nate said hell, I was like, purgatory seems like worse because you don't know where you're going. I'm going to the hospital. Just not my thing. I don't like it. I avoid it like the plague.
I've been to 3 of the places on our list in the last week. I just want to point out
Purgatory,
Subway, the bathroom, and purgatory.
Nate, you're up for 2.
I'm gonna go with your weird aunt's house.
Your mom's gonna ask some questions.
Yeah, I'm curious. Not anymore.
My weird great aunt's house.
She just heard what you said. She's done with you now.
No, that was a figure of speech. All my family members watching. If my weird aunt's watching this, sorry. I'm gonna go with the dentist. I don't like the dentist. I don't like people poking around in there.
I have to come up with one more.
Oh man,
what do I not like?
I have 2 such good ones now.
Oh, I don't know.
Can I change the dentist?
Yeah, you can change the dentist. That gives me time to think.
I'm gonna go with jail.
Oh, jail.
Jail seems a lot better than Subway. Let's be real. Which is why it fell. Oh, dude, I can't even think. What's a place that I hate? Because I'm still laughing at my own Subway. A grocery store on Thanksgiving. That is the worst. There's a line there. You feel bad while you're there because the employees are working there. There's a level of guilt that you feel. There's a whole onion that you can unpeel there. I feel bad when I have to go.
Yeah, that's a really bad one. Oh man. Okay. Well, I was going to say the theater because obviously I alluded to how much I don't like going to the theater, but then I talked to you two who hate it worse than me. So I'm going to go with, let's go with court. If you have a court date for a speeding ticket, it sucks. You're there for the whole morning. You've got to listen to, Lord, the most unhinged stuff that's happened in your county over the last month. Like this person's on all kinds of drugs, God forbid, and this person's like beating somebody, God forbid, and you're like, I was going 10 over. Can I please go? Can I please go? So I'm gonna say county court. What a draft! This is bizarre.
I enjoyed that one. That's gonna make for a fun graphic.
We're never gonna get sponsored by Subway.
No. Purgatory though, maybe they might sponsor us.
Yellowstone National Park, jury's still out.
I have to know. I'm so fascinated. I love the outdoors. I love national parks. And
look, I love it too.
Yellowstone's like such a. Oh, I really want to know. Do you guys have any also rans? I didn't.
Yeah, I had the theater. I had standing in line at Black Friday, and
do people still do that?
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. I did last year, and anyway.
Was it at Yellowstone National Park? Is that why?
How'd you know?
I'm sorry. Nate, you have to get out of here soon. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. The locked dungeon in your neighbor's basement, not a great place to be.
Oh man,
Not.
we missed
I can't
that
believe
one
I forgot that one. Totally it's off
Man, missed that local brothel. Missed that.
The hills of Pakistan, not where you want to be. All right, so we're gonna wrap this episode.
No, it's not even me derailing the episode.
I know. All right, guys, let's get out of here. How about that? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this crazy little episode. I don't even want to shout out our socials anymore. Episode 30. People will find us. We're in the description of the episode.
Episode XXX.
I love Will Thompson.
I also love Will Thompson.
Rhys, do you?
He's dead to me. No, I'm joking. I do love him.
And with that, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you later this week.